Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Golden Gloves Chat Show. With me, my two special guests today, guys that we've seen a few times in professional boxing. Brandon Thysse, multiple champion as a professional. Welcome, Brandon. Nice to have you back in the studio. We've had many chats here. Darrin Rossouw, we've met Darrin once or twice. Darrin, welcome.
Thanks, Brian.
From Germiston originally, from Port Elizabeth, as you like to call it, which is Quebec, of course. So welcome, guys. Before we talk about your big fight, you two guys are fighting on the 5th of April at the Powerhouse Show at Empress Palace, brought to you by Golden Gloves and, of course, World Sports Betting. Big fight, massive fight. When the fight was signed, everybody was excited. They said that's the right fight in South Africa in the Jnr Middleweight division. We fortunate in this country, we've got great junior middleweights like the two of you and the Raw Knapp and Shavante Koopman. We spoiled for choice. So but the best must fight the best, and you two guys are two of the best. Number 5 in South Africa, number 3 in South Africa will be facing each other at Empress Palace. We're going to talk about that just now. It's going to be a great fight. You're 24 years old, so there's the youth, 29 years old, 20 fights, lots of experience from that man, Brandon Thysse. Let me start by, before I ask you about the fight, let me talk to you first, Darrin. Where did the love come from for boxing? I see your dad, Jnr Rossouw, is very influential in your career, and it's lovely. His dad's story we'll get to is a lovely story. How did your dad's part of your management team? How did this all come about?
Yeah, so it happened long before I was born. My grandfather was an amateur boxer, trained amongst some SA champions back in when PE was a big boxing hub. My grandfather trained amongst them, and then my dad just started training with him. The gym used to be far from his house, so they just carried on training. And at home, he made a nice home gym with the pair ball and everything, and the boxing bag there. So he never used to go to the gyms. And then my dad just grew up training with my grandfather at home, and eventually I grew up training and just using it to keep fit in the house. And just one thing led to the next, and I grew from strength to strength, and eventually I begged my dad actually to go to a boxing gym, and then we went to one in PE, and that's where I saw I had actual talent when I went to my first sparring
Yeah,
session.
how old were you?
I was about 15 when I started boxing.
Okay, so you started quite late in amateurs.
Kind of late, yeah. I had my first amateur fight at 16, and then went to SA Champs the same year. So I knew I had talent when I did that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you're doing well as a pro, 9 fights, only that single loss. And now we speak to the man on the right-hand side that you're going to be facing, Brandon Thysse. Brandon, your story is amazing. I mean, your dad was a multiple South African champion under Thysse, and he did everything in boxing, didn't he? From a promoter to a manager to a trainer. He did everything, didn't he? He was like the face of boxing, sadly, before he passed away a few years ago at the young age of 52. Tell us your background. How many brothers was boxing everything in your house in Germiston?
Not really. Surprisingly, rugby was everything in my house. Me and my brother used to play rugby ever since we started school. Everything we could have went to go play rugby, we started rugby. My dad was always very supportive of that. And I think I turned 18 years old, and I told my dad I wanted to go into boxing. I want to give it a go, give it a try, see if it's something I would enjoy. I went to the amateur gym my dad took me to. I started enjoying it, started learning. I got that excitement, that's like being a young boy waiting for Christmas presents on Christmas morning. So that's the feeling I got from boxing, So after that, my dad helped me to get to his former trainer, Harold Volbrecht.
Yes.
I started there, training there, amateurs and all that.
In your amateur record?
I think I had 12 fights, so not a lot.
Okay, so you also didn't have a lot of fights.
Yeah.
You actually had more than that.
Yeah, 12 fights, not a lot. So I went to the SA Championship once, and then after that I turned pro at Harold Volbrecht. So yeah, it's a very long time. Boxing has been in my family for years. My dad boxed, my dad's brothers boxed, my grandpa boxed, everyone, so it's been in the family for a while. And I think it was just a matter of time before I got into it.
Yeah, well, I grew up knowing about Thysse always in boxing. So you're, like you say, a big boxing family. Yeah, well done. Congratulations to your family and your late father, as we said, did a great job in boxing under Thysse. Okay, so you've had 20 professional fights, 15 wins, 4 losses, and a draw. You've had 9 fights, only that single loss. It's a big fight, the two of you. There's different levels that everybody goes to. He's 24 years old, you 29 years old. Do you believe that he's bitten off more than he can chew? He's camped Thysse and Marco Louise by challenging you at this stage of your career?
Look, I don't think so. I think he's upcoming, he's growing.
Yes.
He wants to prove himself. I mean, I was there at a point in my career, and I think if you don't take that chance, you'll never know. So for him coming up facing me, I think it's going to be a good test. Not only for him, but for me as well. We're both good competitors. And
the best must face the best.
I agree with that, and I think it's going to be an explosive fight. We both want to fight. We enjoy fighting, and this is what we do for a living. So it's going to be explosive fights, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen on the night.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I was excited when Golden Glove signed the fight as well. So let's talk about your career. You had good ones against Boyd Allen, John Babapi, Rock Knapp, Cristiano Ndombasi. Fantastic record that you've got. Only a blemish there, which we spoke about off air. Thysse and Marco Louise, obviously, they've got 2 wins over you with Koopman and with Rock Knapp. And obviously, this will be the 4th time that you're facing. So it's a big rivalry facing Thysse as a trainer. Obviously, you want to even things out.
Yeah, look, me and I think Thysse and everyone there, we have a good rivalry. Not a bad relationship at all. Saying that, but a good rivalry. They have a lot of junior middleweights. I think in my gym we only have 2, me and Emmanuel Colombo. And Thysse is doing an amazing job with the boxers over there, and I think Damien is doing amazing
likewise
work with us.
Damien's doing
So, if you talk about the best fights and the best, the 2 gyms that come to mind is going to be Thysse Ntolo's gym and Damien Durant's gym, especially in the junior middleweight division.
Yes.
So, I'm excited. Thysse and them have seen a lot of me, and I enjoy showing them something new every time.
Darrin, let me speak to you. Thanks, Brandon. Well spoken there. So we spoke about your youth, about your dad, so you both come from a boxing background. Do you believe that it's the right time for you, although you've only had 9 fights at 24 years old, to dethrone a guy that's had 20 fights and been in there with some of the best? Do you feel it's the right time? It's now youth versus experience. Does youth win?
Yes, 100%. I think that last year, my dad and I sat down and we spoke about like we normally call it a hit list. So we have names that we write down on a piece of paper and possible names to fight. So we get our mind ready, prepared already long before it actually happens. So we spoke about Brandon Thysse, we spoke about Ndombasi, we spoke about lots of people that these fights could happen. So we prepared my mind a long time ago. So I actually prepared for Brandon already when he fought Shavante, just in case that if that fight fell through, I was there to step in for him, for Shavante at the time. So I prepared a long time ago for Brandon. Mentally I'm there. Physically now I'm there. I'm not young. I don't feel like I'm young in the game because I've been through wars in the gym. I've learned a lot from the guys I sparred, and I've grown in the gym. And I might have like half the fights that he has, but at the end of the day, when we get in that split circle, I will become a victor. I will be the winner.
Well, of course, like you're saying, in your gym, you've got Rock Knapp, you've got Shavante Koopman. So you do have the other 2 best junior middleweights in Africa to spar. So that's obviously a bonus for you. You had a great one against Jamie Webb in your last fight. Sheldon Schultz, both good prospects at the time, and you dismantled both of them. So good ones there. How do you see the fight going against the big man next to you? We've got to show him respect, obviously, because he's a multiple champion. Yeah. But in the same breath, you want to beat him. So is there respect? How does it work?
No, as a fighter, there's respect because he he's the one he signed the contract, and we will show respect by beating each other up in the ring. Yeah, no, I don't believe that Brandon. I have respect for him, yes, but I don't believe that Brandon will beat me. He's a fighter in his own right, but at the end of the day, I've worked hard. I don't train this hard for another man to say he's better than me, and another man to beat me on the night. So at the end of the day, I'm beating Brandon Thysse by any means necessary. I'm there, and I will beat Brandon Thysse.
Brandon, your response to that? You're an experienced man. You've been in with some of the best. You're not scared of a proper roll in there. You actually enjoy a rumble in the jungle there. How do you see the fight?
Yeah, look, I think he's right to believe in himself, and I believe in myself. I think every boxer should do that. Obviously, I see it a little bit different than him. I see myself winning this fight. I've heard all the stories before, but when you get in the ring, it's a different story. He's training hard. I'm training very hard. He's looking good. I'm looking good. You know. So on the nights, it's going to come down to who wants it more, and I believe I do.
Fantastic. Final opinion from you on the. Do you knock Brandon Thysse out? Do you beat him on points, or are you just going to be victorious?
I'll be victorious by any means necessary. If it's a knockout, I'll take that knockout. When I hurt him, he's gonna feel it. When I land my first punch, he's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel every pain that he can feel in that ring with me in there. I'm confident, and I will beat him.
Brandon, is Darrin Rossouw out of his depths with you, with your experience and your punching power? 12 knockouts to Darrin's 4 knockouts.
Yeah, look, knockouts on everything, but he has power, and I believe I have too, and I think he's going to feel the same. It's just going to be who takes it better, you know. I'll take this man to deep waters, and I'll drown him if I have to.
Fantastic. Well, there you heard from the 2 brilliant fighters, Jnr Middleweights, 2 of Africa, not just South Africa's best Jnr Middleweights, and they'll be going head-to-head on the 5th of April at Empress Palace. Going to be a fantastic tournament called Powerhouse, brought to you by Golden Gloves. 7 fantastic fights. There's Dean Prumley coming up from Cape Town, and he's fighting Duma. Clifford Lowe is fighting Basa. The young Darrin Rossouw, light heavyweight, fights Ramabasa. And then you got Jnr Rossouw against Chris Thompson in the heavyweight division. Great. These 2 youngsters next to me, Darrin Rossouw will be fighting against Brandon Thysse in a fantastic fight. And then you got Keaton Gomes defending his South African heavyweight title against Sean Potgieter. It doesn't get much bigger than that. And then, of course, the big bout, Ricardo Malajika making the first defense of his IBA junior bantamweight title against Marcel Braithwaite from Liverpool. It's a fantastic tournament. If you haven't got tickets yet, contact Mario or Jeff Ellis. Get your tickets 5th of April, Friday night at Empress Palace. That's where you want to be. From me, Brian Mitchell, thank you for watching. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks for being a guest. Thank you, Darrin.
Thanks, Brian.
And we'd like to see you to smash each other on the 5th of April. Thank you for watching.